After a while of flying, I arrived at a base. I noticed that the base is designed for one creature. After I landed and watched a creature delete an animal, I walked over and asked, "Who are you?" They answered that they are acidic iris walking. They then requested to know who I am. I answered, "I am Voltwing." They then requested to know what group I'm a part of. I answered, "I am not a part of a group. What group are you in?" They explained that they are the leader of Spider Clan. I then decided to place my hand onto the ground. Doing that got me the info of Spider Clan. I then decided to send their next iteration to a pocket realm. After that, I went over to a teleportation object. I looked around to see that the destination is also for just one creature. I spotted a creature and recognized them as Atomic Crimson Mane, the deputy of the group. They then quickly walked over to me and started demanding how and why I'm in their area. I paused before sending their next iteration to a pocket realm. Just like last time, I left using the teleportation object. Right after arriving, I got attacked by the creature known as Silk Void, one of the hunters of this group. I responded by sending her next iteration to a pocket realm. I then paused before leaving this room to the next room. When I arrived, I noticed that the room is cold. I looked around to see a creature hunting down an animal. I recognized them as Chill Magma, another hunter. I also recognized the animal as a quagga. They managed to catch up to the quagga and pin it to the ground. They fought with the quagga. After a decent bit, the quagga stopped moving. They then got up and walked over. When they got over, they requested to know what I'm doing in their room. I answered, "Getting residence." They requested to know why I'm getting residence. I paused before sending their next iteration to a pocket realm. I arrived to a different room to see nothing but darkness. I decided to go to a different random room. I arrived at a different room. I then spotted Flaming King, one of the hunters crawling after a ground sloth. Suddenly, the ground sloth started glowing and collapsed to the ground. After a bit, a quagga appeared. He then watched the quagga walk for a bit. Just like the previous animal, the quagga started glowing, then fell to the ground. I then decided to head off to a random room. I arrived to see Flaming Poison watching a quagga slowly walk. After a bit, the quagga fell to the ground. There was a pause before a ground sloth appeared. They responded by walking over. When they got over, they touched the ground sloth. After another bit, the ground sloth fell to the ground. I then went to a random different room. When I arrived, I looked around until I spotted Chicken, one of the creatures in charge of pocket realms. I spotted Chicken running from a quagga. I decided to send the quagga's next iteration to a pocket realm. I didn't know animals got iterations. There was a pause before an axolotl appeared. After a brief bit, the axolotl started following Chicken around. After a bit, Chicken turned around and pecked the axolotl. The axolotl responded by swimming away. Chicken then walked over and requested to know how I'm in his room. I answered, "I used the teleportation object." Chicken paused before running away. I responded by sending his next iteration to a pocket realm. I then went to the next room. I arrived to see Puffmite standing with a griffin. There was a pause before the griffin laid on the ground and a ground sloth appeared. Puffmite did something to the ground sloth and it also laid on the ground. Right after, an axolotl appeared and started swimming around. Puffmite paused before looking at me. I decided to send their next iteration to a pocket realm. I then went to the next room. When I arrived, I spotted Zombie Bufferfish standing next to an olm. After a decent bit, the olm lay down and a frilled pigeon appeared. Right after, the frilled pigeon responded by flying away. After a bit, a swordfish appeared. There was a bit before the swordfish started attacking Zombie Bufferfish. After a bit, he managed to kill the swordfish. I decided to send their next iteration to a pocket realm. I then went to the next room. The end.